Heard you.
Boom shakalaka. You
Yeah,
already know the vibes. It is Saturday. It's Who Run the City. Knicks
yeah,
versus Nets. It's tea time. It's Big Fan Breezy. You
yeah.
know the vibes. It's Saturday. Uh, Pardon me for having a very soft-spoken tone today. I'm at work. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, we still here on this Saturday. Barry was good, Playboy.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even see you put that up there. Yeah, it was good. But yeah, it was good, man. Holla at me.
You said it was a sweep for Denver. It was. It looked like it's. I said Miami in 6. I might have to retract. I don't know, man. I'm kind of looking shaky, baby. I don't.
Yeah.
I thought Miami would go up in the series. At least tie it 2-2 back to Denver. That didn't happen, and I don't know, for lack of better words, it looked like Mike Malone is out coaching Spo. I say that because Aaron Gordon has the mismatch versus the smaller guards, and Denver has completely took advantage. It's not star for star Jimmy Butler and Murray versus Adebayo and Jimmy Butler and Adebayo versus Murray and Jokic. It's not just that simple. These pieces around these superstars, all stars of the team, are really putting in work and making a difference on who's winning and losing these games. And I gotta credit Mike Malone because again, I credit coaching 40 to 45%. Again, not to get off subject, but I know y'all Harold, this Laker fan that was talking spicy about me. And I had to go on show and cook because he was saying coaching was 15%. I made him apologize. So case in point is, again, Coach Spo doesn't get out coached by many. Y'all seen Coach Spo versus Tommy T. Y'all seen him versus a numerous of coaches, and more times than not, he's outclassed that other coach. I seen Coach Spo make the right adjustment in Game 2 in Denver, but other than that, out of these 4 games, is definitely the coaching effort, in my opinion, that got Denver the 3-1 lead going back to Denver. But now I call it Denver in 5. You know what I mean? I think Denver finishes it the next game. But I don't know how you feel about it, T-Tom. That's how I look at it.
So I I kind of disagree in this aspect because I don't care how good of a coach you are if your team is physically outmatched. It's just nothing, ain't nothing you won't be able to do about it. And I feel like that's what's happening to the Miami Heat. Uh, the Denver Nuggets, they're pause, 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 pause. They're bigger. Their wings are longer. Pause, 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 pause. You feel me? But that's what it is coming down to. Aaron Gordon is making these guys look like little boys out there. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Scoring big points.
Yeah, yeah. I was wrong about my sweep, but it's definitely about to be a gentleman's sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Miami turned up game 2. I was expecting them to turn up, but I was also expecting Denver to meet the bell when Miami turned up in game 2. If they
Mm-hmm.
did, this would be a sweep. But I, they're not big. Pause. They're not big enough to match up with Denver well. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's. I think Coach Spo hands is tied as far as much as he could do because who he gonna play? You feel me? Like really like
Smith. He could have
Hi-
played Hunter Smith.
Hines Smith. He's been playing Hines Smith, and Hines Smith haven't been making much of a difference. You
I
feel
think
me?
I think with the Mike Malone attacking Gabe Vincent, keeping him in foul trouble, making him not an offensive threat is huge. And I'm not gonna lie, I seen Jimmy Butler miss some bunnies. Everybody want Jimmy Butler to be this super duper star. He was kind of looking like Clark Kent.
I
I
said
mean, I know everybody looking for him to be Superman, but he was looking like Peter Parker. He wasn't looking like Spider-Man. So he's good. I'm not saying he ain't good, but you ain't really shutting down Jamal Murray. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be a two-way player and not score the ball and not shut down Jamal Murray, you see the kind of problems he could cause your team. You know what I mean? He could score in spurts. You know how you ever see the stats time where they be like, Murray scored 9 points by himself straight. Like
yeah.
those great players that can score and get hot like that, you got to be able to slow them down. If not, I don't know. I see Mike Malone out coaching Spo, and again, I feel like he could have played. It's another rookie. He's tall. I think his name is Jokic or some shit like that. Jokic. He could have played. I'm saying that to say that Denver played some kid named Braun. He's a rookie, so it's not like you can't
Yeah.
make these rookies instrumental into winning basketball. And they only get a chance if the coach gives them a chance. And I think Braun got a chance. And it'd have been nice to not to make it about Cam Thomas, but it'd have been nice to see him get more rep. But I to digress. Yeah, I got Nuggets in 5. And I mean, I could go on and make it sound this way or that way, but yeah, Nuggets they did what they were supposed to do. And yeah, I see Nuggets in 5. It's going to be their first championship. And I'll say this to land the plane. The last time the Denver Nuggets was in the finals was versus the Nets in the ABA. This is the first finals visit for the Denver Nuggets. But I won't say it's their last. I'm on record saying that Golden State is out. Their reign is over. And I think the team to beat in the West now is the Denver Nuggets. Maybe I overstep my boundaries, but we'll see. But again, the last team they faced in the finals was the Nets. Just to make it Nets related, because this is KV and who run the City the podcast. And the last time they were in the finals was versus the Nets. And yeah, that was in the ABA. But yeah. What you got?
Now, Jimmy Butler tricked us, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be. He made us believe that he was him. That's not
Jimmy
the case.
Butler. He got a whole clothing line called Hemi Butler merch.
Yeah, nah, they cancel that, man, because he's not him, man. He's not him. We've been tricked. We've been bamboozled. That Boston series where he went absolutely crazy, he tricked us. He only scored after the Boston series. He only been over 30 points one time in the playoffs since the Boston series, and that was game 1 versus the. He had a great series against Milwaukee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after that, he only scored over 30 one more time, which was game 1 of the Boston series in the rest of the playoffs. To be perfectly honest, who's been carrying this Heat team has been the likes of Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, and the other guys. They really the ones who's been carrying this. Yeah, they the ones who's been carrying this Miami team. And shout out to Kyle Lowry. I mean, shout out to Mike Malone for realizing that and giving these other guys fits. They ain't really been going crazy like that. You feel me? Forcing Jimmy and Bam to be the ones to win games, and like against a team where the other guys for the other team is stepping up and having big games. Bam's 20 points and Jimmy Butler's 25 ain't gonna cut it. You feel me? Like Shaq always said this when you watching him on TNT. He said, "Yo, in the playoffs and in the finals, if you average 25 points in the regular season, in the playoffs, you got to average 28, 29, 30 points. You got to be in the playoffs. And they're not doing that. But who is doing that? The Joker and Jamal Murray. They wilding on these boys. They didn't particularly have great games last game, but they didn't need to because Aaron Gordon dropped 27 on them. You feel me? So, yeah, Jimmy Butler tricked us, man. He's not him. When he told us playoff Jimmy is not a real thing out his own mouth, I think we all need to believe him. Playoff Jimmy is not a real thing. He just got hot at the right time. He tricked us, man. I'm mad that watching how Miami going out, even though I had them getting swept. Watching them go out like this made me mad that we lost to these guys, man.
Oh man, that's funny as hell.
Yeah.
BG said Bruce Brown played good yesterday. He did, man. And again, not just shout to KD. That's your favorite player. I just want to give you a little cookie. Now, shout to Barry and Jaffe. They've been funny as hell. They always are trolling on my page, getting at each other. But I gotta side with Jaffe at this point because from what I hear, KD is the reason why they got Bruce Brown out of town. Now, I don't know. I can't confirm that. This is alleged. But case in point is when he gets on the team, he does make decisions that impact the GM. I imagine he has this or had a say in the matter when it came down to Bruce Brown. I seen Bruce Brown taking pictures with Joe Tsai and his wife at Liberty games. I was sure he was coming back. The fans loved him. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds plausible that KD had his, you know what I mean, his hand in that. Now, you know what I mean? You say Cat, but nah, man, your boy KD is surfing.
Bro, that was crazy. He had his hand in that. It's crazy, bro.
But he's the one that, in my opinion, had a lot of say in the matter. I seen him on the ballroom, and he was acting like he don't have a lot of say in the matter. He does. But again, man, I digress. Man, forget KD. And shout out to Bruce Brown. He do play good basketball, and I do wish he was on the Brooklyn Nets. I'm not going front. Shout out to you. And I see Jeff Green out there contributing it too. And I'll say, far as just team versus team, seeing who's a well-oiled machine. I'm looking at the stats, and I'm looking at the assist turnover ratio just to see, you know, because everybody talks about the Heat culture and how well they gel together as a team. And you got to give credit to Denver. And what I'm trying to do is show y'all the difference between the assist turnover ratio, and the Denver last night was what? Or the night they played was 26 assists and 6 turnovers. That's amazing basketball. That's incredible. The Miami Heat had 23 assists and 14 turnovers. You understand what I'm saying? So that makes a lot of, well, shit. If you ask me, it made the difference in the game. And again, I'm just making note that what good teams do and what the better teams do. You know what I mean? So they won the assist turnover ratio in that last game. And I'm looking at the game before that, they had 28 assists and 13 turnovers. And they won that game. And Miami had 20 assists and 4 turnovers. Do you see the pattern of what's going on? Denver has more assists and less turnovers in both of the games that they won, right? So I'm saying that to say what team is the better team, like a well-oiled machine, opposed to the superstars just winning the games. Now, this is game 2 where Miami won it. Let's see what the stat line is for assist turnovers. Miami 23 assists, 13 turnovers. I'm sorry. Miami had 28 assists and 11 turnovers, and Denver had 23 assists and 13 turnovers. So the common thread that I could see, as far as the team that's up in the finals, every game that's won, they had more. The winning team had more assists and less turnovers than the other team. Now, I guess that might be simple mathematics, but again, we discussing why it's not just about the superstars winning you the championship game, the finals. You know what I'm saying? It sounds nice, but it takes more than that. And you got to credit coaching if that's the case. And last but not least, the first game with the Denver Nuggets had 29 assists and 10 turnovers, and Miami had 26 assists and 8 turnovers. So again, it seems like the common denominator is the assist, having the most assists and having the least turnovers. But again, we could go a lot of ways with this, but I said all that to say that I really, again, focusing on the draft picks and how these teams are built. You know, I'm just kind of like trying to segue the conversation. But before we go, because I know you say you don't got a lot of time today, we could skip that, because we kind of spoke on what I was about to get into about the draft picks the other day, but I didn't want to miss this. They said that
hold on. I want to say this about what you were saying before.
Okay.
It's not, coaching makes a difference, but you also got to realize when the best player on your team is also the best passer on your team, it's going to lead to a lot of assists, a lot of ball movement, because when you see the guy that you look to score the ball the most also being the one to unselfishly pass the ball, that becomes contagious and infectious amongst the team. So that's a lot of credit to the Joker, because I make a joke all the time. Like, I know you seen the interview when Shump be talking about LeBron, and he said LeBron pass you the ball, and he'd be like, oh, I am open. You feel me? And Joker has that same effect. Like you watch these guys cut to the basket and he hit him, and it's like it almost startled him when they get hit with the ball. Like, oh shit, I am open. You feel me? Like
Besides Aaron Gordon, he be ready for every Joker pass. Every
yo,
every pass he got. Listen,
it's beautiful to watch Joker catch the ball, not even
mm-hmm.
really turn his body all the way to the rim and just throw it up.
Mm-hmm.
And he know that Aaron Gordon is gonna go up and get it. And we've seen that happen a lot of times. But I know taking away credit from the coach, but you also got to realize Joker is not only one of the best passers on his team, one of the best passers in the whole entire NBA, and that's infectious. You feel me?
No,
That says a lot when your best player is also your best passer and a willing passer at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean so. And Jimmy Butler, he can pass, but he's not as good a passer as Joker. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like Jimmy passed mostly like he's double teamed, so he knows somebody's open. He's gonna get the assist. Joker could be guarded 1-on-1 and see you cutting and hitting you in stride straight at the basket.
mm-hmm.
He get his teammates the easiest assists. Like
mm-hmm.
it's the easiest 2 points they gonna ever getting a pass from the Joker. Like he hit them right in stride or right in front of the rim, and all they got to do is turn and dunk it or lay the ball up, and that's why you see those assist numbers even high. Even when he doesn't get the assists, he get the hockey assist. You know what I mean? Like
they swing the ball, and it might not be the next guy he passes to, but you pass it to that next guy, and he's open because of what Joker, the defense that he attracts. So
yeah. But yeah, you could go on to what you were saying. My fault. I just wanted to.
Yeah, no, well, since you said that, it's two guys here, so it's not like I'm just staring at it. What you say, it depends on what I say, but I definitely see the content. I put it there. But I'll say this. They definitely missing a piece, the Miami Heat, from what I could see in this series. They don't have a straight bucket. Somebody that could score the ball. I mean, that's exactly what they do. They miss Hero in this series. You can see that. And for the most part, they miss Hero. But I said all that to segue and say that Dame Lillard was in an interview saying that he preferred to go to Miami if he had the choice. Now, I say as Nets fans, we let him go. He mentioned us, but he mentioned us second. And when he mentioned us second, he mentioned us twice. And when he mentioned Miami, he said it 3 times. He said, "Oh, Miami, of course, bam, that's my dog." Oh, and he said that and it was just like, then he got to us, like it's like a car you want, and you're like, "Yo, listen, I definitely want that car, but if I can't get that car, then I'll take this one." We don't need that type of energy on our team. Dame Lillard, and again, this is why I'm saying, don't say that I be capping. I really be out here checking the history. You knew that? Did y'all know? I'm talking to the audience. Did y'all know in 2012 we missed on Dame with a loosely first round pick that we gave to Portland for Gerard Wallace? You see the impact that Gerard Wallace did with with the Nets, and it wasn't what Dame Lillard was for the Portland Trailblazers career.
You talking about Crash?
Crash? What do you mean Crash?
You Gerald Wallace?
Yeah, Gerard.
Oh, Crash, man. Yeah, I'm like Gerard. Who the hell is Gerard Wallace? Like, it's Gerald Wallace, man. Gerard.
Yeah, my fault. What up, Jay? I see. But that's what we missed. We missed him in 2012. This is the season before we gave all that up for Paul Pierce and all of that. So this is a bada bing, bada boom. It was bad for us. And I'm telling you how bad it was. So we already missed Dame Lillard in 2012. If we were going to have Dame Lillard, it would have been in 2012, and we wouldn't have gave up that draft pick. We did. We made the mistake. I say we walk away from the situation from his interviews, mentioning us second and only twice, and he mentioned Miami first and 3 times. Let that brother walk. So I don't even want Dame Lillard on the team. Now, that being said, 2 things happen. Corey Vincent is on the team. He's a new assistant coach. Who is Corey Vincent? Graduated from LSU 2020. You know who else went to LSU? Cam Thomas. I believe that Corey Vincent is there for Cam Thomas's career. I think that next season we're going to move Mikal Bridges to the 3 and Cam Thomas to the 2. And that's going to be our lineup between Claxton, Cam Johnson at the 4, Clax at 5, Cam Johnson pause at the 4, Mikal Bridges at the 3, Cam Thomas at the 2, and it looked like Spencer Dinwiddie at the 1 for now. Now, I only said that to say that Spencer Dinwiddie works out 2-3 times a year, right? I'm about to send this to you because I know we don't got much time. I like what we did with the coaching staff. I praise the Brooklyn Nets front office for moving forward the way they did in the offseason thus far. The next thing we do is focus on the draft. Now, all assistant coaches that I mentioned have experience working with draft picks. They in a player development sense. They all went through that player development phase. That's Trevor Hendry. That's Jay Hernandez. That's Jacques Vaughn. That's Kevin Ollie. That's Scott Burrell. Scott Burrell, he was the head coach for the Long Island Nets. Did well, went to the conference finals and with them. And now they asked him, they say you get a promotion, Brody. Sent him up. Now he's an assistant coach. So we did that in-house. We got you got Kevin Ollie, like I mentioned. He worked with the Amen and Assault Thompson twins. Listen, I'm just letting you know that all of the assistant coaches are part of the player development. They went through that process, and this 21st and 22nd draft pick is going to be big for the Brooklyn Nets. But again, I don't want to be long-winded. We won't be here for a long time. Now, I'm asking you. I'm gonna get to this content. It's here. Don't worry about that. But it's good. I heard. Now I don't know if I can't confirm this, but I heard Josh Hart was trying to recruit DiVincenzo, the point a guard, a backup guard in Golden State Warriors. Yeah. I don't know if it's true, but I'm asking you, if it is true, what does that mean for Quickley?
It means nothing for Quickley because I think DiVincenzo could play the 2. Quickley could play the 2. Like that's interchangeable basketball in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it's gonna happen, but he said he would like him here. You feel me? Like that's his guy. But it really doesn't mean anything because they're interchangeable. DiVincenzo plays off the ball when he's on the court with Steph Curry. You feel me? And I wouldn't be mad because we need a shooter. You know what I mean? And DiVincenzo definitely could shoot the rock. But yeah, that means Josh Hart would probably off the bench start playing more of the 3 than the 2. Yeah, so that's all that pretty much means. Like, that's all that pretty much means. But yeah, I mean, those Villanova guys want their whole squad back together. They want
to say that. That's what I was about to get into. That's why I asked about Quickley because I think he went to Kentucky. You know what I mean? I don't know how Quickley felt about that because he didn't have a stellar playoff appearance, playoff series in that last versus Miami. And you know what I mean? I just, again, Josh Hart being new on the team, but may feel like, I got some elbow room because of Brunson and it's Brunson's team. Like you said, these Villanova guys, I don't know how they moving. I know that Mikal Bridges is a Villanova guy too, and he talking like it's his team. He's the number 1 option on offense. So they definitely got a walk with a certain air, of confidence. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is my team. This is my city. And I'm glad Mikal Bridges is walking around like that because you look like you're going to be the best player in the city starting next season. So, shout out to Mikal Bridges. Let me ask you this, though, because that's opinion. But I will need your opinion on Obi-Wan because he looking like he on that trade market. I don't know if I'm sure he come back as a Knickerbocker next season, man.
I said I wouldn't be surprised if he was traded. Excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if he was traded. As much as I like Obi, I feel like he don't fit this team. Like his style of play is not what this team is. You feel me? This team is grit and grind, and Obi is not really that. Obi got a little bit more finesse in aerial acrobatics to his game than he has like bulldozing strength and grit and digging in on defense and things like that. So I could see Obi being traded. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed. You feel me? Like,
what you think about Henry for president comment?
What he said?
Obi a 20-8 guy player.
Yeah, nah, he's not. You feel me? Nah, he's not. And I like Obi. Obi's not a 20 and
Okay.
8 guy, bro. Obi likes to leak out for the fast break. Uh, Obi likes to leak out for the fast break a little bit too much for him to be a 20 and 8 to get 8 rebounds a game. Like
Okay.
uh, like he could. I'm not saying that he can't get 10 plus rebounds here and there, but consistently being a 8 plus rebound a game guy, that's not his game. Uh, and 20 points. Yo, listen, I've seen signs where Obi went off and had good games and things like that. But yo, to be a 20-point scorer in the NBA, you have to be able to go get your own bucket. You
That's a
have to.
that's a fact.
Obi cannot can't consistently go get his own bucket. You feel
Mhm.
me? Like he has to be set up on a continuous basis with leak outs and like fast break points and cutting to the basket and being hit for wide open threes. Nah, that's not where Obi's at this stage of his career. Can he possibly be that one day? I don't know, but right now, nah. And we can't get gassed by those games that we be seeing at the end of the season where he go for 30 points. Like, yo, listen, I've seen some players that's not even as good as Obi go for 30 points at the end of the season. You feel me? Like
You mean
these
you don't
guys.
think about Cam Thomas? You can't be doing that because Cam Thomas, the last season of the game, scored
Yeah,
46. So maybe
yeah,
you could just
listen,
talk about any other player.
yeah,
I
listen,
took
yeah,
that the
listen,
wrong way. My
bro.
fault.
Listen. You could take it however you want to take it, because you know what,
Okay.
Cam Thomas, like Barry said, unfollowed the Nets on social media. Cam Thomas is not even about to be a net. So this is probably like the last hurrah of you mentioning his name on this podcast. You
hmm
feel me? So
hmm
I'm going to be out. It's okay. You can take it however you need to take it to make you feel better and console you about what's about to happen in Cam Thomas' future. He's about to be shipped out, bro. He's about to be playing on another team. He's going to come back to the Nets and give y'all 50. You feel me? You're going to give y'all
Now,
50 in the Barclays.
now,
You
I
feel
would
me?
agree with all of that if Corey Vincent wasn't part of the crew. I mean, he
Yo,
just became part of the crew the
who
other
was the
day.
who was the guy that you was talking about last
Brian
offseason?
Keith. He
Brian
was
Keith was supposed to
he was
do all.
posting. He was KD crew. That was KD's guy,
He
but
was supposed to
he
be, and he was like, yeah, he's here for KD. They brought Brian Keith
that's
couldn't even keep KD in Brooklyn. So
he.
what
He's
make
not
you
on the
think that?
staff no more. He's out of here too.
So exactly. So what make you think that this guy is going to be able to keep Cam Thomas here? Listen, this is another desperation move by your man Sean Marks. You feel me? Because he's trying to
Mhm.
be yet again be a people pleaser when he need to be running a business. You should be getting who's the best for the job, not who's cool with who and who has connections to this person and that person. You supposed to be going after who's best for the job, because now after if he did, because we don't know if that's the reason why that guy's here. But if
Mhm.
he did do it for that sole purpose, what happens when Cam Thomas still says, I don't want to be a net? What
Hold on,
happens?
I can answer these questions. I can
What
answer
happens?
these questions.
So like, yeah, so I believe Cam Thomas is out of there. I think he feels very disrespected by the the Brooklyn Nets organization. You know what I mean? And how he gave them 340 pieces back that back, and then they sat him on a bench, giving him garbage time minutes, playing with his emotions. He's like, what else do I gotta show you guys? They didn't get no PT really in the playoffs. Y'all needed a bucket. Y'all got a bucket on the bench.
I
And,
can't defend none of that. What I will say is, I
and,
think
and then
Corey Vincent is our
last
last
thing,
hope. And
last thing.
what?
And y'all brought back this very same coach that didn't play him last year. He think he's gonna try to play for that same guy next year? Nah.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not. Again, like I said, this is not a strong case for Cam Thomas staying on the bench. This is the very last hope, in my opinion. And again, he didn't only do that. He worked with Cam Thomas. I mean, he worked with Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges for 2 to 3 seasons. So he's here for that as well. You know, he's here to work with Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, the chemistry they already have, building off of it. And Cam Thomas, in my opinion, but definitely for Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. I think that's more of a fact than an opinion. And again, yeah, man, like I said, But not to digress, this is what I wanted to get to earlier. What I was saying. Now they were saying these are the players that never were all stars that will be an all star next season. And they got Jalen Brunson number 1 on the list. So they got Mikal Bridges number 3 on the list. We'll start with Jalen Brunson respectfully because he's number 1 on the list. Talk to me. He's an all star next year, yes or no?
Should have been an all-star this year.
Okay.
So absolutely, he's going to be an all-star. He's going to be all NBA. Jalen Brunson is really like that, and we got to see that in the playoffs that he's really like that. We got to see that all season that he really like that. There's no way that he doesn't make the all-star game next year, and if he does, it's highway robbery yet again. Because you mean to tell me the year before? Look at Andrew Wiggins' numbers the year before. Like, and compare them to Jalen Brunson's this year. Bro. Jalen Brunson's numbers is leaps and bounds better than Andrew Wiggins, and he didn't make the All-Star game. And when you even consider the fact that Andrew Wiggins is not even the number 1 option on his team. So you can't really credit him with all the success of what the Golden State Warriors was doing last year. But Jalen Brunson, you could look and be like, yeah, that's a major part of the success of the New York Knicks. That's a major part of the turnaround. And for that man still not to get an all-star nod, nasty work. He's definitely going to be an all-star next season. Definitely. If God willing, he stay healthy, definitely. You feel me? Because, anything can happen. You know what I mean? Like, but God willing, he stay healthy, definitely. They can't snub my guy 2 years in a row.
Yeah, listen, man, I totally agree. Even with the, MVP of the league, I feel like watching Jokic. Listen, man, I know it's supposed to be all regular season, but in my opinion, I count the playoffs. And knowing that Embiid never got past the second round and seeing Jokic in the finals doing what he's doing, it looks like a disservice to Jokic and them naming Embiid MVP. But I digress. What I will say is this: Mikal Bridges, I do believe that he would be I don't think he did enough to be an all-star. But I mean, shit, he came here after the All-Star game, so there was no way possible that he could have been an All-Star. So I can't say that he was snubbed. No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's not necessarily true because before he came here, Booker was hurt, and Chris Paul was hurt, and he was running that team over in Phoenix before he came here, and he was doing pretty well. He wasn't doing as well as he was doing as a Brooklyn Nets, but he was putting up 20+ points a game in Devin Booker's absence.
Yeah, and again, this is the All-Star, so it's not like it's just him or Joe Schmo. It's like other players that had played great and were averaging bigger numbers before he started averaging more numbers. That was crazy. You seen that? I think that him just being a player that you can rely on, you know what I mean? This guy didn't miss a game in like 3 seasons, bro. So that's, for one, nothing to sneeze at. For two, he was averaging 17 per and then went up to 27 per. I believe that he's going to average between 25 to 30 per a game. 25 points per game to maybe not 30, maybe 28 or 29 or whatnot, right? But I do think that he's going to be either the first leading scorer or the second leading scorer. Not necessarily saying that's what I want, but, preferably I would want him to be the second leading scorer, Cam Johnson the third, Cam Thomas the first. But what I will say, with him saying that he has a favorite player in Kevin Durant, he has to shoot the ball more efficiently. He can shoot the ball, and I've seen him shoot at a good field goal percentage, but I seen better. And when you contrast him to Kevin Durant shoots at a way higher field goal percentage clip than he does. And I think he needs to work on that part of his game, working on his spots and his shot selection, so that way he could be more efficient, like said Kevin Durant. But to get to it, yeah, I think he is an all-star next season. I'm happy. I would be happy to see it. Now, I just want a yes or no. We don't have to go through it because this ain't our team, but these are the other players I'm asking, do you think they will be an all-star next season? So you got Jalen Brunson number 1, you got Jamal Murray number 2. You think he an all-star next season?
Absolutely.
Okay, me too. Me too. Mikal Bridges at 3. I already said I think Jalen Brunson will be all-star next season. Do you think Mikal Bridges will be an all-star next season?
Uh, it's hard at his position. It's hard to see who place he take. I mean,
Okay.
because he's a guard or he a forward.
We play them as a guard at 2, but honestly, I think he's better at the small forward position.
What is he listed as? That's the
For the Brooklyn Nets, he's listed as a 2 guard. For the Phoenix Suns, he was listed as a 3. So this year, I don't know what they're gonna do, but based on us getting 4 new starters, they put him at the 2 guard.
Yeah, they got him listed as a forward for the Nets.
As a he ain't played it. Not when you see the starting lineup, and I will always check that. It was always him at the 2. So okay, great. Now if that's what they're doing, then good, because that's what he's supposed to play. He's supposed to play the small forward, not a 2.
So where they play, just because they play you at the 2, that don't mean they're gonna list you at a 2, right? Just because you play the shooting guard don't mean they're gonna list you as a shooting guard. Like, he's listed as a forward. So if the All-Star game is happening, you gotta look at the forwards ahead of him. You got Giannis, like Jason Tatum, Brown, Julius Randle. The list is impressive of forwards that he has to surpass to get on to be an all-star. Is it impossible? No. From what I've seen from him at the end of the season, it's very possible. It's very possible.
Yeah.
And then he got the fan vote is what really gets the all-stars into the game. Like, he might sneak on as a reserve. Like, that's more realistic for him to sneak on as a reserve.
Yeah, I'll take it. He's a fan favorite for sure. He got a Brooklyn Bridges. We started calling him that at like the first few games that he was here. You know what I'm saying? So,
as you can see, it from Jalen Brunson, it takes more than just your fan base to give the votes. You feel me? Like, because the reason why a lot of these players go is because not just the home team's fan base is voting for him. You know what I mean? And I don't think that he's done enough on the national scale yet for him to kind of garnish those kind of votes. You feel me? Like, like, we know it because we get to watch him play every game pretty much, right? Like, so, but there's people that only get watch like our teams play on nationally televised games. So until he bring up his national and international clout, like, he's gonna probably have to try to sneak in as a reserve. Same thing with Jalen Brunson. Again, he's still trying to get his national notoriety up. Maybe this playoff run can help with that, but
it's
still a ways to go.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I say yes. You still on the fence. You said as a reserve, so I'll take that as a yes. Jeremy Grant from Portland.
No.
Me too. No, I'm not even gonna go there. Desmond Bane for the Grizzlies.
No.
Me too. I gotta know as well. Evan Mobley from Cleveland.
No.
Okay, I won't debate it. Evan Mobley, I give him a no too. I don't care. CJ McCollum from the Pelicans.
No.
Me too. Got it as a no. Number 8, Boj Bogdanovic on the Pistons.
No.
He's a fringe one for me. I ain't gonna lie. He might make the reserve or some shit like that. He be hooping. Yeah. He gave us a hard time. I ain't gonna lie, man. Post. Tyrese Maxey, Philly.
Yes.
That
boy is nice.
Yeah. And I'm not saying no fringe nothing. He might just make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially with Harden, he might be out. They saying he might go to Houston. I definitely got Tyrese Maxey as a all-star next season. The last one is Ant Simons, Portland.
Maybe. I got to see what happens in the offseason with that team.
Henny for president, he disagreed with us. He said Evan Mobley, yes.
Yeah, Evan Mobley ain't like that. We saw that in the playoffs. He ain't really like that.
Mm-hmm. But these players, they get beat up like that, and they come back better than they was. You know what I'm saying, last season. You don't see that in Mobley.
Some people do, some people don't. I didn't. The way I saw the way they was how defeated they was looking, getting beat up by the Knicks. I don't think he got that in him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like him and Jared Allen gave up on that series before the series was over.
Mm-hmm. I feel you.
And
Me too. I feel like Jared Allen said the lights was brighter than I expected.
yeah,
So yeah, man, he mentally checked out, in
yeah.
my opinion.
So yeah, so I don't know. He got to put on a lot of weight for to me because like he gonna have good nights against the average teams with the average players, but I don't see him continuously having good nights against the elite teams and the better teams with better, big men
Mm-hmm.
than most teams. I don't see him doing that. So it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, yeah, same here. And we could get through this real quick too. This is a wild list. So I don't know how much you want to put into it, but it says predicting the top 10 players in 5 years' time. Number one, they got Luka Doncic. In 5 years, they saying he's the best player in the NBA.
Yes.
Okay, you say yes. Okay, the
Not
number
the,
two,
not the I want Joker's gonna be the best player in 5 years.
no.
Luca's up there.
They saying predict. Oh, let me get it correct. Predicting top. Let me put context to it. Predicting top 10 players in the 5 year time. So it don't have to be in order.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. So yes,
So,
I agree.
but these they predicting that these will be the top 10 players, however you see fit. But these players will be the top 10 in 5 years. So number one, they got Luka Doncic. That you say yes or no?
Yeah, I say yes.
All right, I say yes too. Two, they got Victor Wembanyama. Benyama.
I'm not even going. He ain't even play an NBA game yet. You got to stop doing that, man. Yo,
And
listen.
he's number two.
I seen a video of some guy that was bigger than Victor Wembanyama, put him in a post toasties, moved him like a little boy. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I'm like, if this dude over there doing that to you, what's gonna happen when you play Joel Embiid? What's gonna happen
Mhm.
when you play the Joker? What's gonna
Mhm.
happen when you play some of the bigger centers in the NBA? You gonna get moved the same way. He's a featherweight. He got
Mhm.
hella skill, like hella ball handling skills and stuff like that. But you continuously being physically dominated on a night to night basis, we don't know what that's going to do to his psyche. Is he
Right.
going to rise up or is he going to shrivel? There's been,
Right.
what I mean, people that we've seen come into this league that was supposed to be the next big thing that ended up
Mhm.
being trash.
Mhm.
What was it? Jaleel Okafor was supposed to be one of those guys. They had him
Mhm.
up there. He was supposed to be the next big thing.
Mhm.
Uh, the list could go on, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying we can't do that, and we haven't seen this boy play one single NBA game yet. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I'm gonna say it's too early to say for Victor Wembanyama for the said reasons you said. I don't believe that he's played an NBA game for him to say that his game is going to translate immediately like that. We'll have to see because at the end of the day, you got to play both sides of the ball. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, you gotta be able to hold up for 82 games. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. And I trust me, him going to the West Coast was the best thing he could have did. You know what I mean? Because he don't want to be in the paint banging with posts. Don't want to be in the paint. It's a lot of physicality on the East Coast. They did the best thing for him if he goes to the
Bro,
Spurs, which is
I'm
99% look like he going to.
I'm it's really not that much reprieve over in the West Coast. Like I said, you got the Joker to deal with, you got AD to deal with, you got Aiton to deal with, you
Mhm.
got Steven Adams to deal with. Uh bro, like it's not that much relief over there, bro. Like it's not that much relief.
You're
Like,
gonna have to
some
learn fast, learn on the
and
job.
even though he's not as tall as Victor Wembanyama, but he's a very physical guy. You got Draymond Green to deal with. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you feel me? Like it's
Physicality, yeah.
yeah. So we got to see how his frame is going to hold up to that
Nurkic,
on a
yeah.
yeah on exactly on a night to night basis. Like they already,
That's true.
but he's being blessed with being being coached by Pop. which is amazing.
Right. It is. If
But
anybody did well with a big man, it's definitely Pop. Even before Duncan, he had the Admiral. So
after you finish this, I want to talk about something that this just brought up that I heard on the internet somewhere. Yeah, but let's keep going.
all right, so yeah, we'll just breeze through these. So Victor Wembanyama, I'm gonna say I'll hold off on that.
I'm gonna
Jason,
say
Jason, Jason
yeah,
Tatum, I say yes.
yeah.
Zion Williamson, I say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I don't because from if I'm just going off the pure fact that he's unable to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. He not, and I'm not. I want to get to the content you talking about, but what I will say about Zion Williamson is this is what I was saying. The impact of social media is these women that want to caress and finesse guys like Zion Williamson. No disrespect to Zion Williamson. I seen him when he came in the league. He looked like a mama's boy. Love his mama and want the best for his mama. Gonna buy his mama a house with his first check. And what I'm saying is nobody gave him no type of. They gave him PR training. He know how to answer those questions with all how you say he articulated so well. But nobody told him how to mac. Nobody told him how to deal with women and women that could, you know what I mean, just want the bag. He didn't, you know what I mean? That kind of PR training, he ain't have none of the homies. Tell him like, yo, you know.
So I think it was on All the Smoke, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it All the Smoke, or it was one of the professionals who got their own team, like their own podcast. One of the old pros that got their own podcast. They said Zion, there ain't no real vets in the NBA no more. A lot of these teams are really young now, you know, and they said there ain't a lot of real vets in the NBA no more. Like a Jeff Green that, like, you know, when he speak, like he gonna get that respect
in the locker room.
Yeah, because everybody know him. Uncle Jeff, he get busy. You feel me? Like or Andre Iguodala type that. Like, there's not too many of those guys left, and that's what is needed on these teams. Those guys that can be like, yo, youngster, leave her alone, man.
Yeah.
Nah, not that one. You know what I mean?
Now
like,
you gonna focus on your career doing XYZ off the court.
You feel me? Like, it ain't too much of that. You feel me? Ain't too much of that no more. And yeah, and that's going. You got to be locked in. Like, if you want to be one of the greats, you got to be locked in, man. Because look at, for instance, you can have all the talent in the world. Look at Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley, they call Michael Beasley your favorite player's favorite player because he's just that naturally gifted at the sport of basketball. Yeah. But his mental focus wasn't on the game, so he never achieved all the great things that he's actually gifted enough to have achieved. Right. You feel me? He was supposed.
Yeah.
And going through what Zion going through off the court can definitely derail you from that. Like, instead of him putting in rehab work and focusing on that, now he's probably scrolling. He's at the gym on his phone, scrolling on social media, looking at what they're saying about him on TMZ. You feel me? Like, versus
I think it's no. Go ahead.
Yeah, versus putting in that extra work, man. And you got to wear Jimmy hat, dog. You got to wear Jimmy. Like, why you? I mean, listen, I'm not really trying to shit on Zion. This is just the facts. This is my opinion from my eyes. You could tell when somebody was a corn and never got shorties, man. And now he got the bag. He don't know how to act. You feel me? Because you're young. 3 years into the NBA, and you're having a kid, not with somebody that was a long time girlfriend. You feel me? Like a high school sweetheart or something like that, or a college girlfriend. Yeah, this is a smart butt. You feel me? Like,
yeah,
you wasn't supposed to be up in that sushi, getting your wild sushi boy on, man. You feel me? He wasn't supposed to be doing that, Zion. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Money is power, man, and women are influential. You know, he may not have went on there. He probably spoke to whoever he know, like, yo, I'm flying her out. She's coming here, and they told him, yo, Zion, I love you, Zion. Wear a hat. Trust me, he told all his boys before it happened. Whoever he considered his guys, he done told them, put them on.
Yeah.
They told him, yo, wear a hat. Trust me. Look at, you know, social media is different now, because back then, growing up for me, there wasn't social media that much where you could just go and find out everything about someone. Now you can do that. So he know who she was, and she came and delivered. Whatever she said she was going to do to that man, trust me, she did to that man. And now he realized that it ain't worth it. Calling her mama, calling her like, yo, mama, I done messed up. Listen, he about to have a child with her. Bless that child. They have a union, regardless of what people may say in this side and this way. Case in point is to what T-Tom said. You need an OG, somebody that, yo, come here, youngin, throw your arm around her. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let me talk to you real quick. This is how you handle it. They want to tell them they got a business class where they talk about how these players and these athletes need to spend their money. They got a PR class about how to talk. You got Marshawn Lynch, like, I'm just paying, I'm here not so I won't get paid. You might not like his PR training, but he might got training from the homies, the Mac class. Nobody's talking about that and how to deal with these women. You got even, you know, John Morant in the club throwing money to the strippers. And not to say that you ain't do what you want, you're a millionaire. I'm saying go crazy. You know what I mean? But there has to be some restraint. You have to know that these women are in the entertainment business. What you consider falling in love, they consider how they pay they get their stuff need done. You know what I'm saying? So
you know, one of the reasons you could tell he failed Mac class is because he knew that he had this shorty that he was supposedly supposed to be flying out, allegedly supposed to be flying to New
Mac
Orleans.
Class. He felt Mac class.
Yeah, he's supposed to be allegedly flying this young lady out to live in New Orleans, get her apartment, set her up, and all this other shit, right? Mm-hmm. So how don't you have this conversation? Mac 101 is like, yo, I know I'm a celebrity. I'm going to have this conversation with the other John. Mm-hmm. First, before I post on social media that I got this John pregnant, because I want to mitigate the blowback pause from whatever's about to happen. I gotta G her up to let her know, like, yo, don't worry. You know what I mean? I still got, whatever the situation is gonna be, whether he gonna be like, yo, I still got you. We still gonna do our 1, 2, or is, yo, just a clean break. Yo, this is what's happening. I'm trying to be there for my family. Whatever the case may be, he was supposed to smooth that situation out before he posted on social media that he got the other joint pregnant. So now all your dirty laundry is out in the street.
And he don't look like a mama's boy no more. He looked like a gullible NBA player. And I'm going to be honest, they ain't going to stop. They're gonna be there. They're gonna be that shoulder to cry on, Zion. Oh, your baby mama did you like that? Oh, well, come tell me about it. They're gonna always be there. And I'm to segue off of Zion. God bless, because like I said, that's a union you created, and I respect it. And it's all love, my guy. You are now going into fatherhood. I respect it. Maybe your son to be nice. He's gonna be an NBA player. Who knows what happens? Or your daughter go to the WNBA, or they just have a great life. Who knows? But I said all that to say the draft between Zion, Ja Morant, and RJ. How you feel about it? Was Ja Morant and Zion doing what they're doing? How you feel about RJ? Is he the best player out that draft now?
I wouldn't say he's the best player, but I'm even more happy with. I've been happy with my draft pick since last year. I was like, okay, Zion obviously can't stay healthy. I did a whole thing about us missing the number 1 pick, and I was like, I that was part of the video you posted when we didn't get the number 1 draft pick. I was like, I just want to be the Knicks to be good.
Oh yeah,
and that's how sad I was that we didn't get Zion. But you know, God works in mysterious ways, man. RJ may not be the most talented out the 3, but he's the most dependable. He's the most dependable. Like RJ is yet to miss considerable time for anything. You feel me? He missed like a week one time for COVID. He missed another week for that freak accident with the laceration on his finger. But other than that, RJ's been healthy and playing a lot of basketball for my team. Now you got to talk about Ja Morant gonna miss 30 games for suspension probably. Like, and not to mention the time that he, like, what, 3 weeks he missed this season for suspension for the same shit. Then you got Zion that's never healthy, never played more than 30 games in his career. Like, so RJ Barrett, for looking at in hindsight, looks like the best pick out of those three. You could make
is he the best pick in the draft though? Because that, you know, they were 1 and 2 and he's 3. So I'm just saying.
There could be an argument made for Darius Garland. You know what I mean?
Oh, same draft as Darius Garland. I don't know.
There's an argument that could be made. But if RJ Barrett is not the best, he's the second best. Even with everything that's happening right now. Like, everything in context. I'm not even going to try to shit on Darius Garland and say that he's not a good basketball player or can't possibly be better than RJ. I'm just going to say that if RJ is not number 1, he's number 2 now with everything in context. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So Darius Garland, RJ is good company, man. So shout to that. Zion record with the Pelicans is 57 and 57. He played 114 games since he's been in the league. That's not a lot. And I'm gonna be honest, it's sad to see. We played the Pelicans first game of the season, and Zion played that game, and everything he was doing, we was like, yo, we wish Ben Simmons do that. But again, y'all see how that played out. And what I will say is about Ben Simmons, Net fans have seemed not to give up on him. He's in the summertime working out. You see him looking like he's getting serious. Everybody understands that the injury he suffered, it takes 2 years to recover or heal from. And this will be going into this season. You know, that might sound like me just being optimistic because he's on the team. And I think it is for the most part. But I do know that contract year is coming soon. And I got this feeling that around contract year, and I said this, around contract time, Ben Simmons is going to get healthy and strong, and he's going to find the willpower. He's going to find the strength of the love he had as a kid in Australia. You know what I'm saying? Jumping like a kangaroo. You know what I mean? Doing whatever it is that he feels that resonates with his basketball energy to be a great player. How true this is, I don't know. Maybe am I gassing it? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But I could hope for the best for Ben Simmons because he's a Brooklyn Nets. And I only said that to say I don't know what happens with him. Please don't ask me. I'm waiting as well. Yeah, man, that far as Ben Simmons, that's all I got on Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I know it's definitely net fan optimism.
A lot of that.
Yeah, what you want to say about Ben Simmons? Listen, man, he just ain't got it no more, bro. It is what it is. Mentally, I don't think he has it. Physically, if he needed 2 back operations in back-to-back off seasons, it's over, bro. You feel me? It's over. Pack it up.
Listen, I ain't mad, man.
And I think mentally he don't have it. I mean, he's super unaggressive now. You feel me? Like super unaggressive. Like I understand physically if you can't make the shots. Like that I can understand, but not wanting to take the shots is a different story. How many times we heard Kyrie when he was on the team have to yell at Ben Simmons in the front of the basketball, right in front of the cup to shoot the rock? That to me,
I'm just being optimistic. I don't know.
I know you are, but to me that has nothing to do with injury. It has everything to do with confidence. You feel me? Everything to do with confidence. When you won't even shoot the block, yeah, shoot it. That's facts. That's facts, Jimmy. Yo, yo.
Remember that.
So yeah, so that's just it. You feel me? Like that's why I think he's washed. I just think he was never in love with basketball in the first place. He was just really good at it, and now his confidence is hurt. And don't listen. Philly fans been going through what y'all been going through, what y'all going through now every year. They see these fire ass mixtapes of Ben Simmons working out and doing all this other shit in the off season, and they hype like, "Ooh, Ben Simmons about to come back. He about to do," and he does none of the shit that you see on them mixtapes, man. You know how many seasons?
Philly fans actually see him play great, you know,
No,
unlike the Brooklyn Nets fans.
and even though he's played well, I think a lot of what Ben Simmons did in Philly was definitely overhyped when you look at the numbers. Uh, every season he's been supposed to been addressing his 3-point shot. That was supposed to be something he's been addressing for like I think like last 3-4 seasons there. And every off season he puts out a mixtape of him shooting threes and making them in succession. Then get in the season and refuses to shoot them. It's because mentally I don't think he's tough enough or has the heart to succeed, to be great. Just to say that, to be great. He doesn't have the mental toughness or the heart to be great. And that is my belief that he don't love the sport of basketball. He's just good at it. And he's going to get paid a lot of money to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, but y'all, I got to wrap this up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yo, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to T-Time. Shout out to the Nets fans. You know, we the best fans.
Cap.
And we gonna get with y'all, man. Remember, July 1st, man. We gonna be out there, man. You know what I'm saying? 1 o'clock, Brooklyn Pier 2.
Yo, Barry, I saw your comment, man. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. The forest fires, man, had to slow down my workouts this week, and I couldn't be outside breathing in that air, man. So I had to slow down this week. But don't worry, Barry, you're going to lose your $10 soon enough, man. I'm gonna buy a few nips of Hennessy with your $10, man. So don't you worry, Barry. Your time is coming. But yeah, yo, appreciate everybody. I'm out of here. Yo, Big Fair Breeze, you can close out the show. I gotta go.
All right, yo, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And listen, man, we be back next week. You know what I'm saying? July 1st. That's 2 Saturdays from now. Today 3. Today the 10th, 17th, 24th, and then the 1st. So, you know what I mean? Tap in. Appreciate y'all. Have a good day, man. And Nets fans is the best fans.